back.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Black Woman Transform, the safe space for women to come and see themselves, be themselves, and free themselves. I'm Lanasia Angelina, life coach, author, speaker, and lover of life. And this is my co-host, Jen.
Hola. Hi, guys. My name is Jennifer. I am a life coach, and I am the one who's encouraging, empowering, and preaching about the system and getting your life right.
Okay, I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Baby girl, well versed. Okay, this ain't your first rodeo. But I'm so happy to be back on the couch. I feel like we need this every night. Like we can just come and be like, girl, get a glass of wine.
And
let's go to the place where girls see themselves, be themselves. I'm serious. I feel like that. I need that kind of energy in my life every single day.
I missed you.
Thank you. I missed you too.
It's been a minute.
I missed you. I mean, I saw you Tuesday.
But I still miss you.
Too much gin. No, I'm kidding. That's not
Never
enough
too much
gin.
gin.
I can have gin in my life every single day.
We need that. That's what we're preaching, right?
For real. But this has been, I just had a birthday.
Woo! Happy
I'm
birthday.
33. It's my Jesus year. This year is just like, it's so many, it's like, this year is like 33, going into my 7th year in business. Like,
Some milestones.
it is some milestones. I'm feeling really good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing.
You look amazing.
Well, thank you.
You looking good, girl. Y'all should see the boots.
Thank you. This is what happens when you get your system right.
For real.
Right.
Okay, sister.
But no, I feel good. You know, I'm ending the year with a birthday. So you started, I'm going to end it.
Yes. My fellow December honey.
That's what I'm talking
Capricorn
about.
baby, though. You a Capricorn baby. I'm a Sag.
It still works.
But the energy
Energy's
works,
good.
baby. The energy is good always.
I mean, they feel it. They feel it on the
sure.
camera. Y'all know y'all feel it. But no, I feel good, sis. I really am. I have clarity. I mean, God has definitely been doing some things.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Actually, what we're going to talk about today, you know, Jen and I just want to say, like, for those of you that haven't watched, like, the past couple episodes,
As you
know,
should
we're
be.
just getting revved up. But, you know, we started having this podcast together because this is really us
This is
in
how we
real
talk on
life.
our
This is
couch.
how we kick it on my couch.
On
That
the
is the
couch.
same color.
That is this color.
This is how we really be kicking it. And every time, I actually saw a post, it's so funny. I saw a post the other day that was like, every time somebody have a good conversation, they say, oh my gosh, we need to start a podcast. And you know what? Do it. Do it,
You
y'all.
should do it.
If you have a good conversation and you feel like it should be a podcast,
you
go
do
for
it.
it.
You
We
should.
did.
We did.
We were like, this is so good. It should be a podcast.
And we be having some nuggets.
man, every time I'm like, man, we should have had a mic. But I mean, honestly, you just need those moments for yourself sometimes
You
to
do.
reflect, connect with your girlfriends, your tribe. Like, I'm so grateful. You know, Mama Susie asked me yesterday, she said, you know, what's the most important thing, the thing that you're most grateful for going into your 33? And I was like, God's grace, of course, and genuine love.
I love that.
Like, I felt so special just like being surrounded by so much love this week. You know, the whole past week has just been like, I'm really around some good folks. Like, I'm grateful that I'm around some good folks. Like, people matter.
We do.
Like,
Relationships matter.
Relationships matter.
We need it.
And actually, like, you know what's so funny? Like, I've had challenges in friendships and, you know, we've navigated those challenges. I'm just so grateful to have boss women in my life who are like, we're not trying to be on the drama. If we have a misunderstanding, it stays in the circle. It stays between, you know, me and that person. You know, we can say, sis, I wasn't really feeling how that happened. Or, you know, you kind of offended me or you hurt me. Or, you know, like I have such emotionally intelligent friends.
And that's so important.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
It really
to
does.
communicate. And everybody doesn't have that. And I just, you know, I know we got to get into our conversation today, but I really want to start by encouraging you all to really see the value enough in your friendships to work through challenges.
Amen.
You know, like people say, like, get a gym as many times you gave that man. Give your friend as many times you gave that man too. I mean, there are some people that you do just have to let go of.
And that
have
happens
to-
in life too. You have to close the chapters on certain things and be okay with that.
100%.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes if you could say, I know this person's hurt, I know they're pure, I know they have genuine intentions, but they misstepped, have the conversation. We have to grow up and stop operating with the maturity of a toddler, of a 2-year-old, and really learn how to say, you know, I want to keep this. I want this to work. So let's kind of talk about it. If you want your business to work, you're going to talk about what's going on. You want your, you know, romantic relationship to work with your husband, your wife, you know, you're going to talk about it. Value your friendships the same way. There's so many false narratives that people subscribe to these days. You know, cancel culture, cut them off. Let them go. Like, you do one thing, you being weird. This whole, like, you being weird. Stop that.
I agree. And it's funny you said that. My pastor spoke on that actually this past Sunday. And he was like, you know, we're in a world where everyone talks about cancel culture, right?
Yeah.
He was like, but where is the redemption?
Oh, my gosh.
And who is going to start offering the forgiveness?
That's so good.
And so I am so grateful to piggyback off what you were saying, of just having, just acting in love. Like, I am 1,000% solid in love, rooted in it.
You that for sure.
And I feel it. You know how you just feel good about it and you want your light to shine. And I'm just so grateful to be in that mindset.
Yeah.
To be present.
100%. And it's a choice.
Every day.
You know, even today, that's funny that you talk about being present, because I was driving here and it was traffic. And for a split second, I was like, oh my gosh, right? But I'm talking not even a second later, I was like, you're not late because of traffic, you late because of you. Like, you behind because you didn't properly plan to have a little gap in time. And then I also went on to think, like, you're not rushing to a destination. You're just driving in your car right now. You know, we're always like on the way somewhere. Like, what if you were like, you know, people are standing in line, they're on a complaint train, like, you know, oh my gosh. Like, what if you weren't rushing to the counter? What if you were just standing in line, listening to a song in your AirPods or talking to the person beside you? Like, there's so many moments that we miss because we're trying to get to the next moment.
We're rushing to that next moment.
You know, which I think is a perfect segue into our conversation today.
Introduce
about, you know, our word of the year. Like, Jen and I have had some topsy-turvy. We've had a little turbulence.
A little bit of turbulence on the ride.
We've had some great big wins and successes this year.
We have.
And we've also had some big losses this year. And that's the beautiful thing about having people that are on this entrepreneurial journey with you.
That you can reflect with.
Yeah, is that you can talk to people that get it, that's going to pray with you, that understand, you know, the difficulty, that can give you real, solid, good perspective, wise counsel, you know.
Or, if I can say this, or even just a listening ear with no judgment.
That too. That's extremely important.
There's a lot of people who are just even scared to speak their thoughts and feelings because they just don't want to feel judged.
Yes. That fear. I was talking to someone yesterday and they were like, you know, it all comes down to fear or love. Everything that we do, you know, it's like either you're afraid or love drove you to make, you know, a profound, you know, decision in the direction of possibilities, you know. And we want to talk about, you know, really our word. You know, as you reflect, you also look forward. You know, you reflect, never to stay there. You go back, you get the gems, you find the value, you take the lessons, and then you say, okay, moving forward, you know, how can I apply this? And for me, my word of the year, you know, I want to talk about our word of the year. I got a lot, but my word of the year is focus. My word of the year is focus, because this year my word was intentionality. And it's interesting because I thought that, you know, my mindset going into the year when I chose that word was business. And that did matter. It did make a difference, but it actually like improved my relationships, being more intentional in my relationships, like my familial relationships, you know, my romantic relationships, my friendships, my business relationships. Like, I was just so intentional with just small little things, you know, letting people know how much they meant to me.
That's beautiful.
Or, you know, showing up and, you know, giving my aunt flowers, you know, after, like, you know, just little things that made a massive difference because I intended to do them to make, you know, an impact. So this year, I just grew immensely on a personal level because of my intentionality.
I'm proud of
you. You.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Because sometimes we can have these goals and then don't even move the needle.
100. Because they're not real goals.
No.
They're an idea. But a goal, if it's not smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely, it's not a real goal. And most people, honestly, in coaching, you've seen it. You're in the community. The biggest problem for most people is setting goals. You think it's something
Committing
simple.
to it, yeah. Commitment is very hard.
Yeah, but even just setting them.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's true too.
You'll ask people like, "What's your goal?" They're like, "To show up every day." I'm like, "That's not a goal. Like you're gonna fail real quick because there's nothing specific about that. Showing up every day, okay, and then what's gonna happen? You're not gonna feel like it one day, and then you just won't.
Yeah.
That you gotta be a little more precise. You know what I'm saying? Showing up every day, what does that look like? It means I'm going to get up every day at 3:30. It means I'm going to make my bed. It means So what's your word for the new year? Mine is focus, and then we'll get more into that. But my word is focus. I'm like, I need to scale in the focus, maximize, in some areas by giving, smaller portions of things more attention so that I can see maximum results. It's going to allow me to trim a lot of fat. We'll talk about that more.
And it's happening already. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is. But focus, what about you?
So my word is harmony.
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 Oh, I love that.
I am just in this state of ease.
It looks like it. I wanna have that kind of ease. Don't you look easy like Sunday morning.
Baby, like Sunday morning. But it's harmony. It's so my word for this year was receive. And one May was like, okay, you're gonna receive this, you're gonna receive that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be a lot of tangible, but it wasn't. It was more the intangible. It was more of the after reflecting, receiving the answer in that and then putting it into action with SMART goals and being intentional with it. But I had to sit down and start to receive these downloads. So that means I had to slow down. I had to really be intentional in what it is I was asking and being ready to receive the answer, the information. So now that I receive it and I'm God has just been doing some amazing things. Trials and tribulations too.
Always. But that's a part. Stop. That's not. My boy always says, like, it's not a part of the process, it's a part of the process.
Pain is part of the process. Yeah. It is.
It's not separate, no. and some people have this idea that, if I'm succeeding, then it doesn't hurt, there's no setbacks. And but what I always do say, though, is, like, you are failing if you experience the same failure over and over again. You're kind of failing.
That's redundancy.
Because... that means you're not really taking assessment to get any inches. Yep. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a 10 next time, but, let's take that 2 to a 4. Let's take that 4 to a 6. Let's take that 6 to a 10. But if you're constantly at a 2 year after year after year after year, you are failing because you're not making any progress.
And are you really making definitive goals? Are you really just, are you stretching yourself? So, those are the things that was just my whole year of receiving. Yeah. And being honest in what I was receiving.
100%. What do you think was the best thing that you received this year? Tangible or intangible? What's the one thing that you can say?
Clarity on where I was.
I like that.
Yeah, on what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was no longer like, let me do this, let me do that. No, I got clear on the vision. Yeah. It came to me. And I'm just like, okay, great. And so now that I'm operating in it, I'm coming into harmony now for 2024.
I love that. So what does harmony mean for you? If you could define it in agendas language, what is harmony?
Harmony for me is the alignment in my work, my personal and my spiritual life. It's everything now has this equilibrium. And it has to align. The values have to align. The belief and morale has to just align across the board. There can't be, like you said, and don't get me wrong, I've worked at it for so long that now I'm just like, this is what I'm standing for. Yeah, and it all has to be harmonized. Yeah. And it's all going to work congruently so it can become what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So I can be, achieving my goals on a personal level, strengthening my walk spiritually and, showing up intentionally. But it's all in harmony now. I don't have to force it, believe it. I have clarity. I have the vision. Yeah. Now it's just owning and walking into it.
That's it. See yourself, be yourself, free yourself.
See what I'm saying?
Look at that. See how it works. It all works in harmony. It all works in harmony.
It does. And that's just where I'm at.
Yeah. I love it. So focus for me, my biggest problem, I'll just be candid. Like, I'm going into year 7 in business. And before it was just like, make some money. Girl, we just
keeping these lights on now.
Forget about anything else. The goal was to make some money. We don't care how we make it. We gonna follow these passions. Well, let me take that back. I did make a decision. I did make a commitment that I would only train, coach, and speak.
Okay.
3 years ago. I was like, if it's not training, coach, and speaking, I'm not going to do it. But I was hustling all them training, coach, and speaking, selling books, doing all kinds of training, coach, and speaking. Right. But this year, I actually got really, really clear about what was really working. You know how you feel like something working?
Yeah.
I was just actually talking to my client about the real costs. Sometimes you'll get you'll get a fee for something. Mm-hmm. You'll be paid a fee for something. And it seems like money's coming in, but then when you look at all the costs to really make that money, you actually lost more than you broke even, and you keep breaking even in this area or whatever the case may be. So what I did was I really got clear about what was really running my business.
Gotcha.
And it was actually, funny thing is, 80% of my revenue was coming from 20% of my effort in my business. Which is great. But now imagine what's going to happen when I put 60, 70% of my effort into that was already bringing me 80%. Like, it's about to be crazy, massive, growth. Mm-hmm. And it really just took my focus to sit down and realize, not only what's working in and out of the business, but what's working in and out of just my personal systems. There's this book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Mm-hmm. Changed my life because we're being creative. You want to do so many things.
We're all over the place.
But I don't want to do so many things. I want to do things well.
Yeah.
And that's my main thing for next year is really increasing the quality of my work by giving very few things a lot of focus and attention so that I could just maximize the results, maximize the experiences in every way. Because if you're constantly giving everything a little bit of you, nothing's really working. You're working, you exhausted, you tired, you burned out, you overwhelmed. I always hear people say I'm so tired, I'm so overwhelmed, and they don't have a profit. And they're like, I got 3 businesses, and it's like, I don't profit in
you're stretching yourself
any
completely,
of it. Yeah. And it's like, but you're really not working on anything. You're just kind of busy. So, really just focusing on what matters. Okay. Focusing on God, obviously, keeping him at the center of my focus, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. All these things will be added unto you. Yep. So keeping God at the center, what is going to please him, what's going to align myself with my purpose and the plan that he has for me, and making sure that everything else is under that umbrella. And that's then beautiful. What makes money? So it's like, okay, what does God want? What's actually making money? What's actually worth my time? When you start to really take your life seriously, it's really not a game. It is that deep. I do have to be intense. I do have to be meticulous. Yeah. You will start to see, and it doesn't take that long. You just got to get real serious about the process. So I'm definitely focused on becoming a better me, giving more, loving more. I get so much in return when I focus on the God in me, for real. Just the heart, the love, the more I give, the more I gain.
And I love that. And then people are going to have a great experience getting more of that from you because 100%. Now you're focusing on that. That's going to just be maximized to its greatest.
It is. So I'm excited. Make sure that you create your words.
I would love to
for the
hear
new
everyone's
year.
words.
I would, drop them in the
comments.
chat, drop them in the comment, share it with somebody else. Maybe you and your friend needs to like hold one another accountable to creating some words so you can remind her, like, girl, you said, no foolery this year. My word,
And you
my
say
word
you want
was
a harmony, so why
my
you
word was
frazzled?
stand on business, and you're not standing on business. So, whatever that is, I just highly encourage you all, be intentional about your new year. I know it's like new year, new me, but don't even think about the whole year. Just think like a day at a time, a week
Really
at a
take it a
time.
day
Like,
at
you
a
know
time.
what? I just want to dominate the first week of the year. What do you want that to look like? What do you want the first month to look like? What do you want the first quarter to look like? Break it down into focused, smaller portions that are easier to digest so that you can really like maximize your efforts and your abilities, because you're capable. It's nothing that stops you but you. But you got to start really taking this thing seriously. So
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you too. Good talk, girl.
All right.
So make sure that you connect with us on social media. Black Woman Transform, Lanasia Angelina.
And Jennifer Agenda.
Yes, because we want to talk to you. Slide in our DMs. Tell us you love us. We love you too. All right. See
Happy New
y'all.
Year.
Happy New Year.